Okay, we would love to answer some of your questions. So if you have any, I think there are mics somewhere for you to go to. That was really helpful, I know. You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, before the questions, though, I forgot to mention, Spartan Ops is going to be playable at San Diego Comic-Con next week.
Okay, let's start with the person that I can't see on this side.
Yes, hello. One of the biggest questions that I think is, that's on my mind, is do you think that you'd be able to hold true to the Halo storyline? Because with all the fan base that's been gathered over the few games that have been made, I'm being led to believe that there might be a big disappointment if y'all don't do it right.
Well, I mean, if I didn't bathe correctly this morning, that would be disappointing. So you got, first off, you got to scrub everything, folks. No, we're working hard. We understand that pressure, but it's the external pressure, the pressure from the fans is something that we think about every day. But I have to be blunt, like that pales in significance compared to the internal pressure among the team members and our extended team members to make every single person in that building right now is trying to make the best game they've ever worked on. And that's who we hire, and that's who you should hire. So the pressure is there, and we'll let the fans decide when the game comes out. But the effort and the energy poured into that effort is unbelievable. So that's all we can do.
Thank you.
You want to come up here? Okay, person I can't see on the right.
I have a question for Forge. Are we going to get like weather or like time of day settings at all?
Am I doing that? I think you should take that one, Frank.
No. I will say there's a lot of things that you can do with the tools that are in there and obviously the fact that you render shadows and real-time lighting and stuff like that is really going to change the look of it. But one of my favorite things about the new lighting engine is the fact that the warning that it is now rendering the light is literally not on screen long enough for you to read the whole thing. So but I think you're going to be able to see an awful lot of really distinctive looking Forge maps that don't have the sameness that they've had traditionally, and things are just going to look much, much better.
Yeah, kind of like Mike mentioned earlier, we have a really nice variety of Forge environments where this is probably the most tame of them, honestly. So we're very excited about that. Yeah,
I should point out that is one of the Forge environments that's available and one of the palettes that we're talking about. So there's a lot of visual variety that will solve that, we think.
Left.
First off, I want to say thank you. I honestly can't wait for the game to come out. That's amazing. So, my question is, would you ever bring back the hump day? I remember back in the day, I always would get home from school. I'm like, all right, who are they going to play this year or this month, this week, whenever they did it? And if you do bring it back, would you possibly ever stream it or maybe do it for a charity just for people to tune into? Because I know I've always wanted to play y'all. I got on every day to play.
The practical problem with the Hump Day challenge that we encountered after probably about 50 versions of it was that people had started to figure out my bullshit and knew that I was going to count the 3 games that we won in succession or change the rules or make the secondary loadout weapon a rocket launcher and not tell them.
Yes, I played that one. I played that one. It was like Halo 2 plasma pistol starting, and then all of a sudden they all had rockets.
Well, check what you're carrying. Look at your UI. It's right there. I don't make the rules. Actually, I did make the rules.
Wait a second.
But it's something we'll do. I mean, ultimately, I think that Hump Day Challenge it's a Halo tradition, but it's also a Bungie tradition. So we'll give them first dibs on the day of the week. But we'll definitely do challenges with the press and the fans. So we'll be doing it. Yep.
Thank you.
Actually, I shouldn't give this to you because you just want to kick our ass. You should just go back. No, I'm just kidding. Come up. Right?
How much of the book canon is actually going to make it into this new trilogy?
How much of the, sorry?
The book canon?
Oh, certainly the last, the Greg Bear novels and the Karen Travis novels are doing a lot of really significant setup. So in this case, a huge amount. Typically in the past, the books have, they've been separate stories. They're all canonical, but they've been sort of separated by distance and time in a way that we're not anymore. you won't need to read the novels to understand it, but anyone who's actually invested in that fiction is going to have a lot of notes of resonance and surprise when they play the game, because there's an awful lot of that material in there, and it's been really good universe building for us in the interim.
I believe we'll have some news soon on that front, but you didn't hear it from me. Left?
My question is, can we drop weapons and can we lower weapons? And are you allowed to say?
Kynan?
Yeah, we'll fully support those features for multiplayer.
All right.
Right?
Okay, so I know that you've got all the new loadouts and new weapon drop features. Is there going to be a classic playlist without those?
So, I mean, the simple answer to this question, I'll let Kynan elaborate, is that we actually haven't finished the matchmaking playlists for the game. Okay. We're working on that now, obviously, as we sort of tune and finalize the rest of the systems. We're definitely going to concentrate on a fairly traditional but streamlined playlist selection when the game launches. But honestly, the real answer is that's all we can really say at this point. You're obviously going to see things like Infinity Slayer and traditional Slayer variants in there, but we're trying to make sure that we have a nice, focused, concise playlist management system in place for when Halo 4 launches. We definitely had a sort of complicated set of situations with Halo Reach, especially with the title update. The good news is that Reach started to creep back up in the charts as a result of some of that, but we understand people's frustration with how many playlists there are, things like Squad Slayer being moved out and all that stuff. So we take it really seriously. It's just a really hard problem to deal with, and we'll have more to say about the playlists closer to launch, but I think everyone in this room will certainly be happy with the selection.
All right, thank you.
Did we just do the right or the left? I think I'm the one who's supposed to be keeping track of this. I don't know which side we're on. Left?
Yeah. This side. Okay.
Go
For
ahead.
Forge, will there be an undo and or redo command?
Yes, the infinite undo request. Yeah, the short answer is no. Apparently, because Forge supports networked, you can have actually multiple players in there. It was just something that we looked into a lot. We really wanted to do it. It was just a huge undertaking. So hopefully what we've done by adding all these new accessibility features is hopefully reduce the need for that.
Yeah. I'd say that the combination of magnets and the ability to repeat object placements takes care of the vast majority of undo and redo situations. You're really just an X button to delete or a repeat away from both of those scenarios. It actually feels like it to me.
Will there be any in-game rewards for previous Halo titles?
I actually don't know what the achievements look like for that stuff. The answer is we don't know. On this panel, about 50 people back at the office are raging at me right now because they know, but we don't know.
Thank you.